Hi, welcome back to my video series on apps in special education. We're focusing on the Kindergarten Common Core state standards, and this particular video focuses on the concept of phonological awareness. This is the third in my video series. We already did one on print concepts and the basic models, but let's jump off and let's talk about phonological awareness and apps we can use to help improve reading processes for our students. When it comes to phonological awareness, we want to make sure students understand spoken words, syllables, and sounds. We also want to make sure they are able to recognize and produce rhyming words. And here are some apps that my students have identified as being appropriate for helping students meet these critical standards. The first one is Reading Raven. This particular app can help students read and write through different adventures. It's a good suggestion for a Tier 2 intervention, and it can assist students by not solely focusing on trying to read, and the games take off that pressure that can make learning stressful to students. So this is a game-based application that can help students learn to rhyme and learn to read. There's also ABC House. ABC House teaches students new words through pictures of everyday objects. This can help students connect words to real life. Students will have to say the word in their mind more than one way. This sets it up. This also, I believe, has the ability to do voice recording. There's also Sight Word Phonics, and we're looking at Simplex Spelling HD. This particular app helps teach children spelling and reading through phonics and explanations of why words are spelled certain ways. My students identified this as a very good Tier 3 intervention. It'll be able to assist students when they're directly instructed on how and why something happens, and explanations are provided on why words are spelled a certain way. This app provides a lot of direct instruction to students. When we look at Monkey Word School Adventure, this is 6 games that are based on improving students' sight words. Also letter recognition, spelling, writing, as well as phonics. Once again, it's game-based and fun for students. We want to make sure they're having a good time learning so they stay engaged. The next app we have identified is Sentence Maker. This teaches the completion of sentences and can use voice recordings of our students. They complete sentences by using appropriate words, and they learn more about word meanings, and they're able to gain additional sight words and expand their vocabulary. This was identified as a good Tier 2 intervention for students that may be struggling. Now, when we look at applications that help students recognize and produce rhyming words, we're looking at some basic ones. Of course, the first one is called What Else But Rhyming Words. It has over 100 matching pairs of words that rhyme. It's able to voice record. Multi-language support is involved. It's a good Tier 2 intervention, and it allows students to make links between words and aids students in the pronunciation of unknown words. Another good one is ABC Phonics Rhyming Words Plus. It can help students learn rhyming by finding pairs of matching words on the screen. It's also game-based and aids in the pronunciation of unknown words to students. Once again, trying to keep these apps as fun as possible. Another app that can assist in rhyming is Rhyming from I Can Do apps. This allows students to make links between words and the pronunciation of unknown words. It assists in the development of the ability to listen, identify, and manipulate individual sounds. My students identified this as a good Tier 3 intervention, and once again, providing that critical link between words and sounds. Our students are going to need this in order to move on to areas of fluency and comprehension. There's also Simple Spelling. Teaches rhyming of about 300 words. It works with consonant, vowel, consonant words with all short vowel sounds. This can help students make these words a natural reaction and a sight word rather than a word that needs to be sounded out or decoded every time. There's rhyme time. This teaches students about rhyming by having them choose words that do and do not rhyme in different formats. There's also a story mode that can be accessed. And what's really nice about this particular application, it keeps stats to see student progress. Once again, this app allows students to make those links between words and aids the student in pronunciation. My students identified this as a very good Tier 2 intervention technique. All right, another critical standard is the student's ability to count, pronounce, blend, and segment syllables into spoken words. So what are some applications that can help students learn these critical concepts? The first one is Montessori crosswords. This app teaches phonetic awareness and helps students in the memorization of phonemic sounds. By learning and understanding the relationship between phonics and spelling, being able to pronounce words and the basis of spelling words, sounds become easier. This is a fun app that students can be engaged in, and it's looking at a Tier 2 intervention. Articulation sentences is another app that can help our students. It includes 72 scenes with 4 activities. One for listening to the word, one for the pronunciation of the word, one for hearing the word in context, and one for the student to actually use the word in their own context. This is an application that's divided into 4 different levels, and it's going to expose them to different words in multiple contexts. So chances are the students will have a better chance of understanding. A really cool interactive app my students have identified as a Tier 3 intervention. Letter Muncher is another one my students identified and liked. This particular application attempts to teach letters and their sounds through a game which you feed the muncher 1 letter at a time. The muncher will only eat the letters that are given to it in the correct order. Students identified this as a very fun application for students, and it only accepts letters are correct. So the trial and error can produce progress for student memorization. There's also Phonics Make a Word. This particular app attempts to teach phonics and spelling. The first volume focuses on short vowel sounds, while there's an advanced one that focuses on long vowel sounds and double vowels. This can help students gain a mastery over short vowel sounds, and make words more attainable to them. This will also help increase their sight words. My students identified this as a good app for students that are struggling and for Tier 3 intervention. There's also Starfall Learn to Read. This can assist students by learning and understanding the relationship between phonics and spelling. Also helps students be able to pronounce words based on their spelling. And there's an application within it that helps them spell words based off of the sound. This can all help students become better spellers and better readers. All right, another critical standard is the student's ability to blend and segment onsets of single syllable spoken words. So let's look at some applications that might help students reach this critical standard. The first one is Touch and Write Phonics. What can this app do? This is a fun way for children to practice vowels, blends, digraphs, and trigraphs as they write with shaving cream, ketchup, and more. This is a neat little app where they're going to be using visual, kinesthetic learning. They're going to also hear words auditorily. This app utilizes all 3 different learning styles. My students identified this as a good Tier 2 or 3 intervention for struggling students. There's also blending sounds. Blending sounds looks at a phonics approach. It includes 6 parts. It includes all the letters. It includes all kinds of different activities to help students learn the pronunciation, learn sight words, and it can provide games for blending sounds, for digraphs, and double consonants, and offers 44 learning systems. A very, very thorough app for students. There's also ABC Pocket Phonics. With this particular app, letter sounds are taught in small groups, and the child is shown how to blend them to sound out words. It also teaches children to write while sounding out words. There's Fun Rhyming Lite, which is a free app. This can help students because it's a fun and engaging game while teaching rhyming words to young learners. Phonics Monkey Word School Adventure. We discussed this before in another approach. However, in this particular application, the monkey and his jungle friends explore the fun-filled world of letters. They learn sight words, phonics, and spelling. It has a seamless game flow and a behind-the-scenes performance adjustment to allow your child to jump right in and begin playing and learning. The key here is this is adjustable to reach the child's zone of proximal development. So you can go ahead and adjust things so your child is actively engaged. Another critical standard is the child's ability to isolate and pronounce the initial, medial, and final vowel sounds, the CVC approach. To reach this, a good app is Kindergarten Reading. Kindergarten Reading offers a rewarding and pleasant practice with basic phonics. It includes letter recognition, beginning sounds, consonant, vowel, consonant words. The graphics in this app are simple yet appealing to children. This app is challenging for young children but not too difficult. So once again, students are going to at least have some fun while they're learning. It's also appealing because it also requires some hand-eye coordination, but it's not too frustrating for them. There's also Bugsy Kindergarten. What your children will learn through this, they're going to learn the alphabet, upper and lowercase letters. They're going to learn phonics, spelling, those sight words, and much more. There's over 370 vocabulary words for them to learn just in this application alone. The other positive thing about this particular app, there are individual controls. There's the ability to track students' learning progress. It's able to use, you can use this with multiple children in your classroom, so it's easily set up. And better yet, this can even email progress reports weekly to parents to let them know how the child is doing. Once again, anytime you can set or adjust the difficulty levels or improve communication with parents, you are definitely on the right track. Alpha Writer's another application. This one looks at the basic foundations of language, the ability to read and write and spell phonetically, how to compose and identify and spell phonetic words. This also teaches children fine motor skills, introduces them to the concepts of writing, and they can even create and read their own stories. Pretty cool app. There's also First Words Deluxe. This app has great settings that let you control the level of difficulty. With this, there's either a lot of hints or almost none at all. The letters slide nicely into each other when the word is completed. The child is rewarded by having the animal picture enlarged and it animates briefly. Kind of fun. There's also Special Words, and I want to really talk about this app for students that are going to be using any type of adaptive equipment. This particular app is interactive and allows children to learn at their own pace. Special Words includes 4 games with increasing difficulty. It's simple and intuitive and has been shown to be accessible and hold the attention of children with Down syndrome, autism, and students with poor fine motor skills. For students that are unable to touch the screen but who can operate assistive switches, this app can be used with either 1 or even 2 Bluetooth connected switches. Alright, that wraps up this segment on phonological awareness and applications in special education. If you have any questions, make sure you contact me at my email address below. And thanks again to my students for all their help on this project. Remember, check back. There'll be more presentations on applications focusing on fluency, focusing on mathematics, future grade levels, and transition. Until next time, see you soon.